how diet and exercise affect chi development. So basically, these are some big things that should be definitely focused on. Diet and exercise should definitely be the highlight of your daily practice. So dietary advice, right? Most people like to eat how they want to eat whenever they do it, whenever they want to do it. There's a time and a place for things, right? Let's just take two examples. Let's say a chips, right? Let's say you have some Doritos from the United States, or just take any of their chip brands. Let's say you have whatever chip brand from the United States, and then let's say you have a pineapple, a nice juicy pineapple from Hawaii. What would be considered the better food, right? In that moment, you say, "Oh, one time won't hurt." Okay, one time won't hurt. Let's say we just listen to that advice. Now let's say you only had the choice to eat Doritos for the rest of your life, or pineapple for the rest of your life, or any fruit that you would love to eat, because not everybody eats pineapples, right? Any one fruit that you love and you only had the choice to eat that for the rest of your life, or any one snack that you love, any one processed snack that you love, and you only had the choice to eat that for the rest of your life, what would you choose? The fruit that you love or the snack that you love? Now let's say you do choose the fruit, right? Or let's say you choose the snack, right? After 100 years, how would that have affected your body? How would that have affected your health, your organ system, right? How would that have affected your blood quality? How would that have affected your brain? How would that have affected your ability to think, process thoughts, absorb information, regurgitate information? How would that have affected just the functioning of your body overall? And then let's say you take this fruit and you consume that for 100 years, or a vegetable or whatever, you consume that for 100 years. How would that have affected it, right? Like, would it have the same result that this snack had, And most likely no, right? One will most likely affect your blood quality in a positive way. The other would affect it in a negative way. One would affect the functioning of your brain, the functioning of your organ system in a negative way. And the other one would have continued to affect the functioning of your system in a positive way, right? So that's one way to look at how diet can affect your chi development. Because basically, if your system, if something is detrimental to your system over a 100-year span, it's most likely detrimental on a 1-day span, right? I can just do this for today. You probably can, but if you continue that, it'll be it wouldn't be like right for your body. So even on the 1-day span, there are some negative influences going on that your body can fight off, of course. But if you continue to add those negative influences into your system, then it will eventually overcome the positiveness of your system. It'll eventually overcome your chi, right? You continue to add a positive influence into your system, it will continue to exponentially help the positiveness of your system. It'll continually help to develop your chi and fight off external pathogens, fight off external influences that might negatively affect you in any type of way. Stress, um, um, just anything that comes from your daily living, and just that comes from diet itself. Um, so you typically don't want to just eat one food for the rest of your life. You want to eat a balanced diet, but there's no balanced diet that consists of just snacks. But there is a balanced diet that consists of living foods. You know, when you take processed foods, you just can't get a balanced diet from processed foods. They all have some type of issues. You can get a balanced diet from non-processed, organic foods. That's best for you, honestly. So that's one way diet can affect your development. It, like, just, I mean, when you look at it logically, one is bad for you, one is good for you. We all know this. This is common knowledge. Exercise. So you take a lazy person and you take a fit person. Who would you theoretically say has more chi, right? Would it be the lazy person or the fit person? Who would theoretically have more chi? It would be the fit person, because they're constantly putting their body in the predicament to continually develop. To continually develop, it needs to continuously bring in more energy. You know, you need energy to evolve. You need energy to build muscle, right? You need energy to even fuel muscle, right? So that person who's more fit would typically have more chi. So if this lazy person becomes a more fit version of themselves, that more fit version of themselves will have more chi. So in a sense, that is how exercise kind of affects your chi development. You basically, you need to put your body in a predicament to be able to draw in more. Another thing to look at as well is how it affects your blood flow. Let's say you sit down for 100 years. You got one person who sits for 100 years, and then you have another person who jogs, 10 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day, for 100 years. This person who's been jogging for 100 years will have much better blood flow than this person who just sat on their bottom for 100 years. It's logical. It's a real logical way to look at things, but it is what it is. This is how it affects us. You can sit for the longer you sit. So let's say people who sit at work for 8 hours a day in front of a desk, like how I'm sitting right now, but they make this their livelihood, just sitting in a chair in front of a screen, right? It begins to negatively affect your system. It begins to negatively affect your blood flow. And through this negative effect on your blood flow, you get the indirect effect, which would be blood stagnation or blood stasis. I don't know if you've seen my videos yet. Basically, when they do the cupping, right, they're pulling the blood and you see the black gunk that comes out. That is blood stasis. So a fit person will have less blood stasis than a unfit person, right? Someone who exercises will have less blood stasis than someone who doesn't exercise, because the exercise is helping to push the blood flow. It's helping to push the chi flow, right? And through this, you're basically developing a healthier body that is now able to bring in more chi, and store chi. Because if your blood isn't able to flow, your chi won't be able to flow as it should either. And this could affect chi development in the sense that you won't be able to now store chi efficiently. So your body won't be able to hold on to chi how it should. So if somebody has blood stasis and they do these Neigong practices, their body won't be able to hold chi in the beginning. They have to go to these doctors and get these medicines or do certain practices that will help to break up the blood stasis, which would then allow them to store chi. Um, so yeah, so basically, the better your blood flow, the better your chi flow. The better your chi flow, the better your ability to generate and store chi. Um, Exercise has a strong influence on your ability to cultivate chi in the lower levels, and it has an even stronger influence on your ability to cultivate chi in the higher levels. But you have to start from the lower level first. If you can't do it on the lower level, you definitely won't be able to do it on the higher level. So that's how diet and exercise affects chi development in a nutshell.